happening?
We back.
Back again.
Black to the Basics, a.k.a.
The People's Podcast.
I am your host and 1/3, Mr. J. Weeks, a.k.a. 52 the Boss. Here with my mans.
B. Stokes, also known as Brother Knowledge. Glad to be here.
Yes, sir.
You know how I am, man. J. Irv, man. I'm just glad to be here. Glad to be here.
Let's do it.
Another week we up in here, fellas.
Yeah, man. It seems like a lifetime, man.
I know, man.
Time moving slow.
Yeah. How y'all feeling today, man?
I'm feeling good, man. I had a great couple of days. You know what I'm saying? I was able to go back down to Brunswick. You know what I'm saying? See my father-in-law.
Okay.
Took me out fishing yesterday, man. So I watched my little one fish. I had a great time, man.
Even though
you went fishing?
Yeah, right. Can you believe that? Yeah. So it was dope, man. Just out there vibing, chilling, and then with everything, unfortunately what's taking place.
Yeah.
I would say it was, people were
Climate was a little different.
people were really friendly. People, let's just.
Everybody's on a positive note.
Everybody's positive note, just making sure, you know what I mean? So,
I see you got the tea
yes,
on.
I did. I do have the I Run With Mod tea. We talked about it a couple episodes ago. Go check that link out.
Yes,
the cool thing about the shirt is all the proceeds go to the family, man. So
that's it.
We are the People's Podcast, so we out here supporting, man. So go check that out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What about you, man?
For me, man, I had a good week. Just really chilled out. Did a little work, man. Starting to pick back up, with the pandemic and everything still going on. But just getting back in the saddle, man, with work for sure. Spent some quality time, man, with my uncle. Friday, we sat down, man, and we smoked a good cigar, man, and just chilled out and talked.
He on his Michael Jordan.
So we just sit back, man. So we smoked a good stick, man. He, myself, and some of his good friends just picked up some free games. It's always good to be around some bets in the game.
Get that knowledge.
Pick up that free game.
Now, when y'all see us on the visual, y'all may not recognize this guy, but Stokes, my man, Brother Knowledge, does not have on a hat.
I switched it up, man. I had to do something different. Man.
No, I did not realize we been sitting here the whole time. And my man
thought you was interviewing somebody.
No, like a whole new person over there.
Yeah, man.
Baseball hat.
I decided to switch it up, man. Weeks always gets on me for always wearing a hat. So I said, let me switch it up, man. Get a clean shave again, you know what I'm saying? Come back full effect.
But you know what's good though, like, right? So you have, like, you know what I'm saying? You have the perfect head. You got the ball for the ball head, like, so that's so you can rock your hat or not rock it.
I appreciate that, my brother.
Some people got to keep that hat on.
I think my head formed into
it. Yeah, some people be trying to hold on, trying to keep that head.
Listen, man, I had to let it go. So
if you're out there and you're George Jefferson,
let that joint go.
Your time is past.
I see it in the mirror. I said, once it gets to, hey, look, I'm gonna just go on. That's why I'm glad I grow a beard, because once this go. Then my beard game gonna be on point.
Got to have some on the face.
You can't be bald and can't grow no facial hair, dog. It just don't work.
Got the young face.
Unless you're 6'5", that ain't work for us, dog.
We regular people.
Yeah, man, it was a great week. My birthday was on the 16th. My lovely wife, Esperanza, her birthday was on the 23rd. So we got to celebrate her birthday, which was different.
Okay.
So for those who know me and my wife, every birthday for her, we always go out of town. Some way, shape, or form. So,
right.
Yeah. Know something slight.
Player.
But, this year we couldn't go out of town. And it's funny because she was like, yo, I got so much love. People were calling, texting, hitting up on social media. Even her family, her West Indian fan, they did a drive-by, pulled up.
Oh, it's lit.
Had the little West Indian music playing. So, yeah, it was dope, man. She got a lot of love. But it was funny because she was like, normally on my birthday, I don't never get to talk to people because we usually out of town. So I'm like, hey, I'm out of town. I'll call you back.
But now I got a chance to talk to everybody.
So she really got this field of love this time to see. So, man, it was very special. Got a couple things. So it was cool, man.
That's what it's about, right
there. I had
man.
a little water balloon fight, me and King, man. So I got that popping. So, and my man, he might have to be a pitcher something.
Hey, man, let me know. It could work. Whenever we're ready to work.
So hard, I almost forgot he was my son.
But look, that's probably for something that you did or didn't do. You know what I'm saying?
And he lefty,
so
he lefty, so I couldn't judge it to dodge that joint, man. He mocked me.
He tried to curve.
He's slanging
it in your face.
And that joint hit me in my chest, boy. I forgot that he was my son for like 2 seconds.
Oh man, well, whenever he ready, man, we're gonna work.
Right, man. But it was definitely good, man. And then, they had the verses.
Okay.
And my wife, she West Indian. Shout out, Grenada. Shout out Grenada. So they did a joint, man. This was by far, and I'm gonna say it was the best joint. It was
Really?
the best verses they had. The Jill Scott, Erykah Badu jump was lit.
They ain't have
Babyface,
nothing.
dog. So here's what they did. They did it. They had the DJ.
Okay.
You know, they over probably in Jamaica. They was over in Jamaica. They had the DJ back there playing the joint. They both was on the mic.
Oh, so
So
it was together.
they was together.
But this one was who though?
This was Beanie Man
Okay.
and Bounty Killer.
Okay.
Bounty Killer.
Okay.
So all my West Indian big up.
Okay.
Man, it was lit though, man. They was in there vibing. They had the DJ playing. They was only playing it like 30 seconds. It was like 30 seconds.
Better than the rest, tougher than the rest, all them a go on a bad man, them can't test, good, better, best, never let it best, but me ready to kill off the wall of them, no, sir, say them got them get me man, big gun cutter, only name me know your mouth, your tongue cutter, your career disappear, jack and shut up, every fish took off, when them up, me free, anything, when them up, me a scale kick off in a bus like ching. All of them are dead. Me just can't think about them bad ways. General Kid, Wanga bury your dead now, please. And Papa put your hand by your head now. Somebody say, Wanga bury your dead now, please. And Papa put your hand by your head. Son boy, you dead. Son boy, you dead. Son boy.
Now, when we first started playing it, I was like, it's cool, but it's real Americanized right now. Y'all, I can understand too many of y'all words. Like, I need to really feel. Take us to Jamaica. They took us to Jamaica last night. It was lovely, man. Shout out to all the people from the islands.
Okay.
To all the people that tuned in, man. It was lit though, man.
Man, that's crazy. I saw my partner, man, on Instagram. He was actually supposed to propose to his lady in Jamaica. They had a whole week trip planned. So he turned that experience last night into what their experience on the trip was supposed to be, where they just turned up, was lit. So shout out to Jamaican Ray. That was his that was his time to really get it. I call him Jafakin, but shout out to Ray, man. He did his thing.
You know everyone wants to be a rock star.
Everybody, man.
I can tell you I had a good time because E had posted a picture of her Apple Watch.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, she got the calories.
But look, though, when I saw the guy, I said, dog, like, they must have been in that joint.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Going to work.
we had, so my joint got, in the Lions Den, we got the big space, we got the surround sound. So we was in there full-fledged.
That's what I'm saying. Dog, listen, I saw the calorie count, dog. I said,
was in there.
Bro, they was in there though, from the beginning to the end. Like,
yeah, man. I had your boo on.
Oh, yeah, we was ready.
Hey, that's it.
We was in there. And then here's the dope thing about it. The police came in the middle of them actually doing their actual live stream.
Can we not do this right now? The world is watching us right now. Can we not do this right now? Can we not do this right now? We got 500,000 people watching us right now all over the world. Do you want to be that guy? Do you want to be this guy? You want to be that guy? Do you want to be that guy? Do you want to be that guy? Listen. Yeah. Yeah. People, the police are here, but we're not stopping.
Yeah, they hit that lot, man. It was.
I got to go back and watch it for sure.
Yeah, it was lit. That was the best one. And at the end, they ended it with a prayer.
That's love.
Ended it with the prayer. So they played the Bob Marley One Love song. Then they ended it with the prayer. I'm like, dog,
that's love.
Like that's
dope.
They
good energy all around.
They put on.
And I'm ashamed to say I have not watched a single verses in its entirety just yet.
We know that, but I know. Start with this one, man.
I will
start with this one. It's a vibe.
Do you think they should set the bar that high? With him starting with that one?
He might as well go ahead and go, because he may not watch another one, so he might as well go ahead and
I will once the matchup that I want to hear. You know what I'm saying? When I hear that, then I'm like,
this one was really good, man. So to all the people that tuned in, man, shout out.
That's it.
Yeah, man. So y'all know that we can't start no show without first educating the people, and for that, we got to look to my man, Brother Knowledge, to give us that knowledge report.
Knowledge, yes, sir.
That's the science,
man.
Baby.
So this past week, I was actually online doing some little furniture shopping.
Okay.
So I was looking at probably. Nah, man, I just having these bossed up. But nah, look, so actually, man, I was looking at trying to find like a sleeper bed.
Okay.
Like a sleeper couch. And so actually, a black woman actually had the patent for the sleeper couch.
Dang.
So folks didn't even know or understand.
I ain't never even.
Never even thought about that.
Yeah.
Now that's the couch that pulls out.
That pulls up out of.
I can see why.
So, born into slavery in 1850, inventor and entrepreneur, Miss Sarah E. Good was the first black American woman to be granted a patent in 1885 for her invention of a folding cabinet bed, which later then was used for the pull-out couch.
Yeah.
So, so shout out to her, man. We so many things going on in inventions and patents that we don't even pay attention to and know.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the black fact of the day, man. So whenever you on a sleeper couch or pull-out couch, know a black woman had the patent for that.
That's that
knowledge report.
Shout out that knowledge report. That knowledge report. But you know what's crazy about that, right? I can see why. Like, you make your lady mad, go sleep on the couch. I got something for you.
That makes complete sense, man. That's probably where the inspiration came when they did that Chilligan's Island bed.
Yeah, man.
Episode of
That's it.
The
They pull out when the thing jump out.
Yeah, well, shout out to that knowledge report, man.
Yes,
Y'all know that we keep our ear to the street. And for that, we got to listen to my man, Jake Irv, to give us that word on the street.
4, 3, 2.
I tell myself every week I try to stay away from COVID stuff, man. But when it's positive,
What's going on?
So today I want to talk about Miss Tamario Moutry.
Okay.
A successful real estate broker and the first black woman to own 4 real estate companies in 4 different states.
Hold on, you said what? How many?
4.
Sheesh.
4 different real estate companies in 4 different states. She's launched a fundraiser and helped raise funds for those who are taking the lead in fighting COVID-19. Right. Her initiative is called the Down Payment Housing Assistance Program, and it will help provide ownership options for frontline healthcare workers. So basically, people on the front lines dealing with the COVID virus every day. She put in a program now that the states that she owns real estate companies is Wisconsin, Georgia, Florida, and Illinois. So basically, the money that's raised,
that's interesting. Mix,
the money that's raised is used for down payments and also helping with closing costs. So somebody turning around and helping those that are out on the front line. It's not just your healthcare workers, by the way. Everybody that's doing your part, we appreciate you. But it's just good to see that that they're doing stuff like that, because really these people are dealing with it every day, and really not getting as much as a thank you. Now I know here, the one thing I have enjoyed is that at certain hospitals like Piedmont, Henry, different Piedmont Fed, some of the people go at night and they go honk their horns, flash their lights for the workers that work at night. Yeah, they've been doing that for a while now. So it's just their way of showing thank you, stuff like that. So, take care of your people, man. And be smart. I know it's a holiday weekend, man. So be smart.
Oh, yeah, Memorial Day.
Be smart.
Yeah, man. So shout out to people out there making a difference.
We appreciate y'all, for sure.
During this pandemic, man. Yeah, man, it's always good to hear positive things with everything going on. And today we want very positive. And it's something I feel like is who we are as people, man. We want to talk about taking it back to the traditions, man. Let's get back to these traditions, because we don't hear about traditions as much. And most times we kind of forget about a lot of them. So today we want to sit down and kind of talk about these traditions, man. So y'all already know whenever we talk about something, I got to go ahead and
give them a break.
Get my Webster on. So when you think about the word tradition, Webster defines this as the handing down of information, beliefs, and customs by word of mouth or by example from one generation to another without written instruction. The key thing I heard, without written instruction, this is just what it is.
It's what it is. We just tell you. That's how I go.
So when you think about tradition, let's kind of get into it. So what are some of your traditions in your family? I'm interested to hear from you, being from the South.
Yeah, man. Man. So in my family, man, one of the things that we do, we have a Mother's Day brunch. So that's something that we try to do, a breakfast brunch situation. So every Mother's Day, we honor all the
just like with the whole family?
Just with the whole family.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, so both sides.
Okay.
So we just try to work on that. That's something that we try to get done every year. If things like now is happening, can't do the things that we normally do, but we just get on the Zoom, we get on the FaceTime.
Right.
Another thing, man, we watch the MLK celebration, his birthday celebration. So they do a big thing at Ebenezer every year. We watch that together, and either where we pull up in my grandmother's house and watch it, or we watch it as a family together.
It's usually always
that's it.
usually got a dynamic speaker, somebody that's gonna really.
So we'll watch it and call and talk about it.
Right.
Those are some of the traditions that we've done. I mean, since I was a baby to now, and we used to go to the parade, but the parade really don't happen as much as it used to. Or
Okay.
they
still do it.
It's kind of hit or miss.
Like watered down.
Exactly, and then too with the weather. So you really look at the weather too.
Oh yeah.
The last few years, the weather's been bad. So you just sit down. So you have to watch it. But those are some of the traditions we keep on in my family.
That's dope.
Yeah,
man. I like the Mother's Day one because when it comes to the black community, the mothers, these women,
the staples,
hey, that's the anchor, man.
And the fellas put in all the work.
Yeah,
they don't lift a finger.
Right. That's dope, man. So shout out to that.
Yeah,
man. For me, mine was as simple as with my mom, man. She created what's called the week's motto, right? So she instituted this for me and my sisters. It was pretty much 3 things.
Okay.
Everything you do it with excellence.
Okay.
Always keep it moving. And if they push, we push harder. Those are the 3 things that she deemed as the week's motto. I remember my mom went to like Kinko's and got it printed out, like laminated.
That's lit.
And that was something that I always kept in the back of my mind. Whenever I was at work, dealing with people I didn't want to deal with. If someone, I was dealing with something challenges, whether it was be through my art or just people just not kind of seeing my vision with things, I was like, you know what, let me think about this. And that kind of always kept me, going forward. But more importantly, my mom always taught me and my sisters, man, to stick together.
Yeah.
It was a tradition for us to always take the time, like on Sundays.
Yeah.
That was our day. Of course, we're going to go to church.
Right.
Now, with being a PK, my mom instituted church.
Gotta have it. That
was a non-negotiable.
I had to think about what you said.
Hey, when you was that man, you'll understand. My mom didn't care what you did on Saturday.
Yeah.
On Sunday, you're going to be in church.
I'm a PGK.
Right.
So, Peach's grandkid.
Right.
So I know about it. You could club, you could church.
Yeah.
We
don't get, if you left the club at 6 o'clock, you going to be in that service the next day. And for us, man, we would spend, we every aspect of service they had at church, from Bible study to watch night services during the New Year. My mom had us involved. So it was kind of, when I got to be an adult and have my own kids, it was like second nature. Right. It's almost like you don't have to think about it, just in you.
Right.
But you work, it's kind of hard sometimes on Sundays, but I try for the most part to make sure I was available for those Sundays.
That's it.
But spending time on Sundays was like our fellowship time.
That's it.
We got to spend time, chill, relax, glean on things you learn and kind of get that good word in you. Was always key.
Fresh start for the week.
My mother definitely, she got us on that early. What about you, Eric?
Man, we just getting together for the holidays. So before my great grandparents passed away, in Pensacola, we like every Christmas, like no matter where you were, you know what I'm saying, because we were all spread out everywhere. Everybody would go home to Pensacola for that week to be home for the holidays. So just get a chance to see your cousins, stuff like that. Right. Your favorite uncles, aunties, just everybody be in the same place. Jokes is flying everywhere. And, just a good time, and we always have done that. As
jokes
a kid.
will prepare you for life.
Yeah. And you learn your best lessons in some of those holidays.
Oh yeah,
man,
no one humbles you like your family.
Look, trust me, they will humble you quick. You know what I'm saying? And
Yes,
then we also too, my other grandmother. We used to have this, I don't know if you call them not a crab boil, because I don't really eat seafood.
Okay.
But I remember as a kid that they were up in Virginia, she would go get a bunch of crabs, right?
Y'all did whole crabs, right?
Yeah. And they clip the table off,
sit down and grill.
sit the crabs down, everybody come over, and they would just, eat crabs, sitting around talking.
That's what I'm saying? One of the biggest things. Chicken mama sauce and crabs.
But see, I don't eat seafood now.
Sorry,
right? And it's
you allergic?
We're so sorry.
I just don't.
He's too bougie.
Wow.
No.
He's too bougie, people.
All right, so
who got the crab?
One thing about me, I'm a picky eater, though. So my grandmother would, she was the only person that could get me to eat certain things. So I eat seafood then because I had to. So I had to like it, but. Once I got old enough.
So what you're saying is that you're the person that goes to a fine dining and get chicken fingers.
Sure will.
What I tell you.
I sure will.
I can't take you nowhere with me.
Hey, listen, honey mustard ranch. Thank you. Now my wife, she loves seafood, so you know what I'm saying. It works for me because if we go to a seafood restaurant, hey, but you get what you want because I know what I'm getting.
That's on me, baby.
Chicken tender me up.
I heard funny, man.
It works out, cuz. I'm
That's
just saying.
funny, man.
Hey, ranch, honey mustard, chicken tender me up.
You good, and you
I'm
great.
straight.
Yeah, man, but it's nothing like, man, enjoying not only food but food with your family, man, and just, you know, your cousins, your uncles. It's definitely a dope thing. Now you said a lot of your traditions started from like your grandparents or great grandparents. So okay,
yeah, man. So like, we had like an urban family reunion. Like every year, we haven't done it in like a couple years. So I haven't been able to go the last couple years, but it's in Morganton, North Carolina. So I got roots kind of everywhere. Yeah, I'm all over the place, man. Right. But I remember that's one thing to look forward to during the summertime as a kid. Like, hey, we're gonna be going down to Carolina for the week because man, every day it was something different. I got to see like some of my cousins I don't live with. So bro, like that's one thing that I really enjoyed was I knew every summer we would go home. And then with my dad living in Atlanta at the time, I knew I was always gonna see my dad, you know, for the summer because he was coming up. So it was dope for me, man.
Now, with you being in the coming up in the South, you know, because every time you come to family reunions, you know, it's like the South is like where it started for. So how was it for you when it come up? Like y'all have a big family reunion every year?
Man, so fortunate enough for me, my family, both sets of my grandparents are still alive. So I have a connection to both sides of the family that runs a little bit deeper because they're both still alive. Their brothers and some of their brothers and sisters are still alive. So during the summer, you're gonna have 2 family reunions each year.
Oh, you best of both worlds.
Yeah, so you get the best of both worlds.
Right.
Some people only get one.
Exactly. So you're going to have a family, like my grandfather's originally from Alabama. My mom's dad and my grandmother is as well on my mom's side. They're from Alabama.
Right.
My dad is from the city of Atlanta.
Okay.
So when we look at that, basically, man, we're going to have a country family reunion and we're going to have a city family reunion.
Right.
So we're going to figure that out one way or the other, man. But we're going to be able to have the best of both worlds. So, like, we go down to Alabama. Like, my family got a little land down there on the lake. So my grandfather he developed the land, got a house up there that the family come to, do everything. So that house is pretty much the staple. So people are going to come, and we just going to do everything. Go fishing. Got some.
So you got
it out there.
So like welcome home, Roscoe Jenkins.
Kind of, pretty much. No, straight up.
That's what I see when I'm listening to.
Bro, so check it out. The road to the house is named after my grandfather's dad.
That's crazy.
So like it's our property.
Wow.
And it's ours. So everyone, my grandfather and his brothers and sisters and stuff, they have property. They own some piece of the land, but my grandfather's the only one to build up on his side. So everybody's going to come to that one house.
Yeah.
And so we go down there and we do that. And then my cousins up here in Atlanta, we do something. We used to do something out in Austell at this water park every year.
Get right.
Like, get right. Like, I mean, when I tell you, like, so these are my cousins that I promise you, like, that I love to death. Because we don't have to see each other. But when we see each other, it's love.
But, I mean, we grew up with, like, our cousins, like our siblings.
That's it.
Right.
And so we have our cousins that come from Flint, and they come down, just all over, man. And we would just get together and just run wild for the whole day. And so as we got a little bit older, the torches started to get passed.
That's right.
So now we started to do. Last year we did something at Stone Mountain.
Okay.
And we were able to get a chance to spend time with the elders.
Right.
Because it's
that wisdom.
And that's that free game, man. But the crazy part about a family reunion that I've learned and paid attention to, it's important to go and important to spend time with them because after every family reunion, it's always been a death.
Yeah.
So someone that was at that family reunion,
you never gonna see it.
Never gonna see it.
Gosh, yeah.
And so that's the thing that I put in perspective. That that's the time. Take it to a whole nother level. The older I get.
Yeah, and it's interesting you say that, man. I'm gonna actually read this article I actually found, and when it comes to family reunions, right? So it says African American family reunions date back to emancipation. Mm-hmm. Former slaves would place information wanted advertisements in newspapers in search for family. Mm-hmm. Of course, I'm tearing families apart. Like we don't know who's what. You know what I'm saying? The Great Migration between 1915 and 1940 of nearly 4 million African Americans from the South to the North would greatly inspire family reunions. During these gatherings, extended family was significant as families were separated and new kinship ties were formed in bondage. This family tradition became a tangible symbol of memory and resilience that endured during slavery. Mm-hmm. Today, African American family reunions continues as an integral celebration of community, fellowship, and heritage.
Yes, sir.
So my bigger question is, what's up with these family reunions? Like, why are we not having them as frequently? Like, what's going on? Like, why? I can't even recall the last time, me and my family got together, besides a death. Now it seems like the new family reunions are like funerals.
Funerals, right.
When people pass, then it's like, oh man, I haven't seen my cousin and blah, blah, blah. Like, what's up with that, man?
Right.
What's your thoughts on that?
I think the people that were older, like the elders, you know what I'm saying, either one, you're very blessed to have both set of your grandparents alive. But I think they instituted that, and like this is the foundation that, people after held that true. Right. Now, as generations change, it's like it's on us now. You know what I'm saying? So like my age group, my cousins and stuff, like, it's on us to kind of put that stuff together. You know what I'm saying? So not saying it died down, but if you don't have people that's holding true to that, then it's not gonna it's not gonna keep it up.
Yeah, I feel like we gotta run with that torch.
Yes, sir.
And sometimes we don't really understand what we really have. It's like if your dad started a business and he passes down to you. Your dad's not expecting you to lead a business and just sustain it where you're at now. He probably wants you to take it to the next level. And sometimes we got to understand that, all right, we got this torch down, like you said, for this family reunion. Like, all right, how can we keep pushing this forward? And it's really important now, and I know I do this now with my niece and nephew. I try to make sure as much as I can they see my kids. Because, like I said, when I grew up, my cousins was like my siblings. You couldn't tell me that they weren't my siblings, That's just how we grew up. And you knew them. You hung out with them. You spent time. That was where you got your best fights.
Man, listen. I was going to touch on that when he was talking about, like, your cousin. Like, so my cousin Jamal, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you see him. He's always in the comments. Stuff like that. So that he was like my older brother, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? He's a few years older than me. But when I used to go home to visit, I knew I was going to spend the summer with my cousin. He was a little older, so like I said, he was driving first. So I was the cousin. Like when I came down, I wasn't driving yet, or like we would go somewhere and I wouldn't have no money, right? Because he's older. So I'm like, yeah, man, I got money. He'd be like, you got money? Yeah, I got money. We get somewhere. I don't have no money. And he always would look out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. But that cousin love is something different.
Yeah, same thing with my cousin Darren, man. Darren was like my brother. Yeah. Me and my other brother and Darren, like us three together was always. Darren was the first one of us to get a license. Right. He got his permit. We would dip in. Hey, man, where we go? So he was always keeping it moving, man. But what are your thoughts with that, man? Like with you having that entity of always having those family reunions, man. What are your thoughts behind us kind of like losing out on that?
Man, it's tough, man, because one thing that I think about, my family are very close knit because they all have lived in a similar space. So when I look at the second generation of family, like my generation, we are all spread out. So got cousins in Oregon and this and that and Florida and all around. We have to truly take the time to stop what we're doing to come together.
Yeah.
Before, you look at my grandparents' generation, they're all in their respective places. Right. So, hey, I can call my sister that's 5 or 10 minutes up the street. She could come to my house and we can work on getting a dinner together for our kids, for all of that stuff. Right. So I think the opportunity really has hindered, I would say, that family perspective, because it's like, okay, I'm running because my job, my family, the things that I'm exposed to. So it's like, okay, I don't take the time to think about where I came back from and come back to it. Yeah. And so you look at it and you're like, okay, hey, you do have to take a weekend out your everyday schedule to come back to your family to get back rooted, get back grounded.
Man, when people get successful, man, they got to get out, man.
It's tough. Because you do have some family members, though, that are at that pinnacle of success that we believe is a family member, and they're running the show.
So, I mean, actually, this is kind of a little bit different question when it comes to that, but talking about success, man, you have those family members that, like, they always been the one that got a good job, and next level, they making 6 figures. Do you feel like success sometimes kind of spoils us to the point that we feel like we don't have to go back to that? It makes us kind of separate for that.
Yeah, man.
Do you think about it like that, in that sense?
So I personally don't think that. I believe that, of course, if you have reached that pinnacle, you should be able to give down and give it back, right?
Don't give all your money away.
Don't give all your money away. But look out, right? Because of course, there's if you can control what you can control.
Right.
You know, if somebody is in a position where, hey, my life's about to be cut off, and you have it, lend that helping hand.
Right.
But just because somebody want the latest and greatest J's that came out, you don't have to supply that need or that want. But I think about it like, you know, it's one of those things that we have to pay attention to just in our culture.
Right.
Like, just stay humble. And just stay like, hey, you know, family is all we have, and that's something that I'm really.
My mom used to always say, "You never know who you're gonna need.
You never know who you're gonna need.
Don't burn them bridges."
You never know who you're gonna need.
What about you and those thoughts, man? As far as like with success and when it comes to like family,
So-
because it's a tough line now. Even like people that make millions of dollars, it's like, do I forget my family or do I like?
Well, so my perspective is a little different. You know what I'm saying? We were different, I guess, from my family because we grew up in a different area. We used to always sometimes certain family members look down upon us because of some of the things we were doing.
Right.
Not saying we was in trouble, like as far as like if you didn't take the college route, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes we could be the focus of the conversation, right?
Right.
But you know, I say that to say like so every one of us have we own businesses, like became very successful. And, you know, we look out for, you know, family because at the end of the day, like, I'm a huge family person. You know what I'm saying? So if I ever say, yo, like, Bryce, you my brother, trust me, like, it's going, you know what I'm saying? It's come from a real place. Everybody don't get that. So I'm always looking to do X, Y, and Z, you know what I'm saying? So I think once you get to a level of success, you shouldn't forget where you come from, even though it does happen.
It does happen.
But once again, like you said, family has a way of humbling you. So no matter how successful you are or how much money you think you got, you're going to find out about it at the reunion or whatever situation.
Right? That reality check, man.
Yeah, man.
I love that aspect of family that they can humble you. Like, nope. Even like we talk about the movie Roscoe Jenkins. Like, he was thinking he was this big person. Like, your name is Roscoe.
Right.
But it just shows you, man, sometimes we can kind of lose sight of, you know, family and those values, man.
But you know, those played a part into that too, man. And, you know, y'all always call me the social media hater. But think about it, right? Those times was much simpler. Life was slower then. So we didn't have all the social media, all the things to do. So family was really all you had. Like, you look forward to those things, right? Now, why do I need to get together where, like you said, I can just FaceTime you? You know what I'm saying? Like, we see...
Call me on Zoom, man.
You see what I'm saying? But it takes the level of, like, that love that you need. Like, it's nothing like being around your family. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if my people's call me, they're like, yeah, we having a family reunion next week, even amongst the pandemic. I know we're supposed to be social distant, but I'm going to go see my family. Like, just point blank. Nothing replaces that. And I think we have lost sight of that. So
and we got to get back to that. Same, we have to. When I see my sisters, man, it's Def Comedy Jam 1-on-1.
That's it.
As soon as we come in, it's like firing off. And that's just, it's really love because your family, when you're going through something, and sometimes they can be a little raw. But it's what you need to hear. And only though your family can talk to you in a way that's going to get to you.
Facts.
Because nobody can affect you like your family.
Facts.
Like, somebody can say something crazy to you and you might just laugh it off. But if it comes from your brother or somebody, you like, dang, dog.
That hit my heart. That hit my heart.
It hit different, man.
But you know, man, that family, like you said, it provides that moment of realization. Because it's like, man, I think that I'm at a certain peak or I'm at a certain place in my life. Nah,
you
ain't young blood. You ain't made it yet, right? And so when you hear that from your older uncles or your older cousins,
what they say, keep on living.
Keep on living. You're gonna find out. You know, that's one of the things. But also too, man, that I can speak on from my side. Family's forgiving. Like, no matter where you at in life, if you were to do something that, you know, you ain't have no business doing, be in a place you ain't have no business.
Come on home.
Come on home. That right there is one of the reasons why we should continue to get back to that.
That's a benefit, though.
That's
man.
a benefit.
Don't have that.
Man. Come on back home.
Yeah. And speaking on those things, man, do you feel like we should, because everyone has their own family traditions that they have. Do you feel like we should continue to teach the traditions that we have, or should it just be switching to something else?
Man, I think we should continue to keep the ones that we definitely enjoy, right? Because, like I say, man, like a Mother's Day brunch, right?
Yeah.
That's something that's phenomenal. I think that speaks volumes to the women who are the people. We wouldn't be here if it was not for them.
Anytime that you can highlight, in my opinion, your black lady, black woman,
it's key.
It's vital.
Because my daughter one day will become mothers.
Yeah.
Lord willing, right?
Yeah.
You know, and keep that going. So I want to continue to show them, hey,
I need to understand
you know what's
how
going on.
important they
You
are.
appreciate it. This is
Another one we do is Christmas brunch. We do a Christmas brunch.
That's
That is key as well too, because it's like, all right, it's not about the gifts. We're gonna be with family. You're gonna have that.
And with kids, man, that time is
everything. So as a kid, I used to wake up, hey, people gonna come to my mom and my daddy house. We know we're gonna have breakfast. We're gonna have everything.
Right.
But that's what it is, and we just got to keep passing it down because you don't get another one of those.
No,
you don't get another family. You may be able to marry into one, but you still got your own.
Like your own.
It's nothing like your own.
Nothing like your own.
Son, my mother said something to me. I think once, when you get a little bit older, you feel like you know everything.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom said something to me, humbly. She said, "I can have another son. You can't ever have another mother." Dog, bro. When I say she broke my whole soul,
I think you might have had to get the gut punch on that.
Yeah, that's it. That moment of realization,
right? But think about that.
It hurt my soul.
Hey, shout out to Mama Weeks for that one.
Big time.
I have never even tried to say nothing.
That's
boy,
it.
I was a teenager.
You can't say nothing to
that. Just touched me. You know what I'm saying? I'm a grown man.
So it's like, man, your family can break it down for you. But even like, to me, I think that we should keep those traditions. I look at it like this. We've all watched track and field.
Yeah.
And, usually when you run around the track, it's a 400 meter. Mm-hmm. I look at it like the traditions is you getting a head start in the race.
Facts.
And sometimes now I feel like we are taking away from that because we want to say, forget this head start. Forget the blueprint you give me. I want to create my whole other house. Mm-hmm. But if your granddaddy say, look, this is how you build a house.
Yeah.
You can say, hey, granddad, I don't really like no ranch style. I want 2-story. Mm-hmm. You can build upon what he gave you. But instead, when we say, you know what, I don't want that. I want to craftsman houses this way. I don't want that. And it's like, no, if you giving me the blueprint, don't change it. Just modify, add the things you want. Mm-hmm. When you get a house, if you don't like it, you paint the walls. You add a backyard. You add those things. So don't throw away the values that has got us to this point. It's our job to keep running with it. Yeah. Hey, man, I ain't really like getting whoopings when I was growing up. Mm-hmm. I ain't gonna do no timeout, but hey, I'm gonna go ahead and make you do squats or something like that. Right. Whatever. But modify it that it works for you, but you don't lose the basis of it. Because even in the house, you got that foundation.
That's there. And it's crazy that you say that, man. Because my granddad's a carpenter, and one of the things that I think about, like he builds like shells, dog houses, whatever it was when I was growing up. He used to build. So every grandchild has his toy chest that he built. Every grandchild has a toy chest that he's built with his own hands. Wow. And so I told myself, I said, man, I want to learn how to do that to keep that legacy going and keep it there, because that's something that I still have. The toy chest. It has my name, Bryce, painted on it.
Man, that's crazy.
But he stained it. He did everything with his own hands. My sister, my other cousins, everybody still has a toy chest. But you think about it, that's a keepsake that you would keep.
Yeah. And
so you say, okay, if I go learn and take the time to learn that free game, learn that blueprint,
yes,
I can take that and turn that into whatever. Right. But also take the traditions of that toy chest, turn it into a business. Yes. Turn it into something and elevate the legacy going.
Yes. Keep it going.
So that's something that we have to take time to do in our culture, to pay attention to the small things.
And we got to understand how important all those things are.
Everything.
So how blessed that we like the opportunity that we can literally sit here and do a podcast. Mm-hmm. It's like, that's not small, man. Like our ancestors put their lives on the line for us to have this, man. Mm-hmm. So what about you? Do you feel like we should keep these traditions, switch it? What we need to do?
I'm gonna give you a promise. I feel like we can keep this, keep the traditions going, but it's okay to add your little twist on it, right? So I'm gonna bring up a tradition that is called jumping the broom.
Mm-hmm.
Used to back in the day, right? So I know I say this all the time, but for those individuals at my wedding, they know we did the tying of the rope. Mm-hmm. Same thing.
Gotcha.
But so bringing it back to jumping over the broom, in some African American communities, marrying couples will end their ceremony by jumping over the broomstick, right? Either together or separately. Mm-hmm. This practice is well attested to as a marriage ceremonies for slaves in southern United States in the 1840s 1850s who were often not permitted to wed legally. Right? They typically did this amongst themselves.
Right.
It was signified their union as being together. The slave masters definitely didn't, want to unify the family. Because once the family was unified, the only way to get them, ununified is to sell them off, break them apart. So for that tradition, to carry on from slavery to even now, when my cousin got married, they jumped over the broom. So it's good to see that, but the meaning behind it is just like,
we got married on the beach. I still think we jumped the broom.
That's it. That's it. That'd have been pretty bad if you tried to jump in the trip and fell in that sand.
Hey man, I seen some of those though. Look, some of those tragic.
But those traditions, man, like that is great. And even they used to talk about even like slavery, how slaves wanted to dress nicer because it was implemented. If you dress nicer, you're gonna get treated better. And that is even translated now. Black people. Two things about us: we want to look good. We want to eat good.
Yeah,
like that's just what it's gonna be. We don't care what's going on in the world.
Facts.
I ain't feeling good. This is the economy. I'm gonna look good. That's just something that we just keep in mind. So it's definitely key, man, that we understand really what we have.
Man, and it's going back and get into staying with traditions. It goes back to ritualistic form, right? So we practice those rituals of our ancestors. We honoring them by keeping that going, because there's always somebody that has come before you.
Yes,
they've done a lot. They've gone through probably even way more than what you've done.
Yeah.
So you keeping that going, you honoring them by doing that. That jumping in the broom. Think about what that symbolizes.
Yeah, but people went away from that once we were allowed to marry freely.
Yeah.
Then the meaning behind it, not saying it disappeared, but just people, we can get married, we don't have to do that anymore. But you understand, to your point, the significance behind it and what that means, man. It's a beautiful thing.
Beautiful thing,
so,
man.
It's just sad that we had to do that type of stuff to be married back in the day. But we're very.
But it just shows how resilient we are
and creative we are.
Yes.
Like anything you give us, we gonna make it better.
And the power of that unity, man. The power of the collective.
They saying, "Oh yeah, we're gonna give you this bag. We're gonna give you this hog. Go ahead, take this grass."
Now some of that stuff I ain't eating, okay?
Which is true, but I'm saying we made out of a bad situation though. But even now, don't they have other traditions like for a New Year or something like that?
Oh yeah,
This
is funny. Yeah. Well, it's not funny, but like I never understood this growing up, right?
Yeah.
But every New Year's Day, like they would cook the collard greens, black eyed peas, cornbread and stuff like that, which it signifies good luck, prosperity, money, stuff like that. Now, I don't know if this is a tradition, but this is what I do or have been doing it for the last few years, right? So I always made sure. Now, don't laugh, right? No, that too.
Okay.
House was clean, right?
Yeah, they got to.
I would always make sure I had money in the bank, and I would if I didn't have any cash on me, dog, I would go get some cash out the bank and put it in my pocket. So I thought because
so you went to the New Year with money.
And now listen, right? Now I don't know if this is traditional or superstition, but they always say how you end the year off is how you. So ever since then, listen, I've been clean, and I didn't always have money in my pocket.
Bro, but your baby's gonna see that. They're gonna be like, "Daddy always had $1."
I always go, and it's always $100. So don't try to run up on me New Year's Day. I take $100 out, so bare minimum.
Yeah,
I'm almost half $100.
That's it, bro.
So yeah, absolutely. Man.
So even when you think about these traditions, right? And we talked about them kind of fading out a little bit.
Yeah.
How can we get back? How can we get back to our roots of getting these traditions back in line? How can we continue to share these stories, continue to take it from generation to generation? How can we do that?
Man, it started with spending that time, picking up that game from the elders, picking up that game from the seniors, because
which is key.
That's key. Sit down and have a conversation with your elderly aunt. Sit down and have a conversation with your grandparents, the brothers and sisters of your grandparents if your grandparents not alive, or whoever. The thing of it is, man, people are always willing to share their history.
True.
So when you willing to sit down and ask those questions, hey, how was my grandmother? What was my grandmother like?
Right.
What was your dad like? They'll be glad to tell you. And when you do that, that makes you then realize, hey, they've been through some of the things I'm going through.
Right.
I can lean on you as a reference. But then it also makes them look at you like, hey, anything you need, just know I'm here to support, and I will be willing to share say, hey, you see that hole? I stepped in that before.
Don't
Don't
that.
go around. That's what it's about, man. Just taking that time.
Man, I look at it, it's like a cheat code, man.
Yeah, man.
You know, and like you said, man, not only just, you got to just listen, but be open. I think one of the biggest things that I was able to get out of this whole pandemic, everything going on, is just wanting to research kind of everything. More about myself, you know, my family.
Okay.
I asked my mother more questions. Unfortunately, my grandmother and her siblings have all, you know, passed on.
Gotcha.
But just trying to learn more about us. Where do we come from? You know,
Right.
what were some of the things that was important? And just kind of learning those things, because a lot of times if you don't talk about it, this kind of get brushed to the wayside. But if you can highlight those great things that your grandparents did, or your great grands, or even aunts and uncles, cousins, then it gives you a different perspective, and we don't have to be so put into a box.
Yeah.
Right.
Even you talked about your granddad making, you know, a toy chest. Think about, and he probably never had no one even show him like, hey, you're gonna do A, B, and C.
Right.
He probably got one thing and it's all right, cool, and build upon that.
Yep.
And now he can probably make something without even have to look at nothing. He can be like, oh yeah, this, and this. You're gonna need a 2x4. You're gonna
That's
need this.
it.
Like, it's just second nature.
Yeah.
And I'm amazed to see the old, like, you know, my grandparents and great grandparents, just to see how they can just look at something like, oh yeah, this.
Yeah.
How they can just do anything manual
Yeah.
labor. Like, it's second nature. Like, oh,
Yeah.
you need to do this and this. Oh, you gotta change
I'm not
this.
about to do it.
I'm like,
time, man.
I'm like, how much it costs?
Right,
I'm just gonna
exactly.
pay you, dog. And I think sometimes we got to get back to who we are.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, get to learn. Hey, let me learn more. Let me get engulfed in our culture. What they've taught us, man. What about you? Your final thoughts? on it, man?
Just seek the knowledge, man. Like, you know, me, I love asking questions. Just over this past weekend, I was down visiting my father-in-law, and we was up just talking about like life, or just like asking questions, like, you know, because, you know, military vet, Vietnam vet, and I was very intrigued by that war. So, you know, just having conversation. He was able to give me a lot of
Real life accounts.
real life
Yeah,
stories to understand why sometimes people act the way they
Right.
do. But just having that open mind to want to seek the knowledge,
That is there.
you know what I'm saying, and then also too, just being able to take his life experiences and apply it to like my life, or just anybody. Like, you know, I always, like, you know, lean on my uncles, you know, all the older people. People say I got old soul all the time, but here's the thing: those conversations have probably saved me from going down a different road. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like you said, it's nothing like that tough love. Trust me, man. Like, I called my uncle one time, bro, for a situation, and to go to your point where they've been through it. Said, "Dog, that's it. Man up, click up."
Like, what?
Like, I looked at my phone. I look. If you ever see, I don't think you met my Uncle Bruce, right?
We've only heard him once.
Yeah.
We've only heard him on Facebook.
Yeah. He's a big dude, man. Like, I wanted to go see him, but
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
understand what he was doing.
Right.
Then it's like, okay, I get it. You know what I'm saying? What I was going
So
through.
he ain't really that big.
Right, it ain't that big. You know what I'm saying? He just, you know, he did it a different way. So shout out to Uncle Bruce. I almost came and saw you, dog.
Hey, appreciate you, Uncle Bruce, for that word.
But
To keep our brother
it
here.
comes from a real place
Real
sometimes,
place,
and we don't understand. Like, they done lived through this, dog.
Yeah.
This is nothing. When you talk about those soldiers that went to Vietnam, think about the experiences they came back with, and you don't realize how that transcends down generation to
generation, right?
You know, but here in America, we supposed to forget everything.
Man,
Yeah.
what?
But those are the things that we got to make sure we focus on, man. That's what it is.
But you know, you just said something, man.
Bro, listen.
You expect us to forget
Everything.
everything. How, Sway?
No, we gonna be the resilient people.
Right.
We're gonna keep going, man. So, man, let's get back to let's take it back to the basics, man.
Man,
Get
let's
those
get
traditions,
back to
man.
it.
I challenge each and every person to listen to our voice right now to go talk to one person that's in the older generation. Just ask them a question. How was life for you doing when you were a kid? You know, how was this for your parents, your grandparents? I challenge you right now to just ask the question, to see how it is.
And they don't have to be in your family to be family.
It can be a neighbor,
Right.
family friend.
That's
It's anybody, man. I just go seek that knowledge just to see what you get, man. You'll probably be amazed, man.
Yes.
But shout out to going back to traditions, man.
Yeah.
You know, back to tradition.
Yeah, get back to them traditions. But it's all about that, man. And now, you know, we're gonna shift gears a little bit.
Tell
My
us why you're
absolute
mad.
favorite part of the show. Tell us why you're mad.
Cause I'm gonna tell you why I'm mad. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you why I'm mad.
It's
I'm gonna
not
tell you why.
really that big, but it's a little pet peeve of mine, man. But these cell phone things, man. I know you know, you being a social media hater.
Yeah, whatever.
It's no big deal. But here's the thing. I don't like when people, I just had a birthday pass, right?
For sure.
And, usually on birthdays, people like to hit you up, say, hey, man, what's going on? Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Send a little message. Some people send you generic happy birthday. You could just put it on Facebook. But my thing is, if you know someone, it's a two-part. So first part, if you know me, you know who I am, you communicate with me, why would you text me, dog, when you can just hit me up? Yo, give me a phone call, hit me up.
I'm glad you said that.
That's an issue with me, man. First part. Second part, man, please don't text people vital information when you can call them. Don't send me no paragraph or something when you can just call me, yo, this is what's going on. I need you to do X, Y, Z, or can you? Like, don't send me a whole paragraph about something that really needs to be a phone conversation.
Right.
Like
that. I might take it wrong.
Because
the problem.
The thing about text, you can't interpret.
Right. I might take it wrong.
One way you send a text can be like, I was just saying what's up. And you like, well, what you trying to do?
Right.
I was just asking how your day was. I ain't know, you was questioning like that. So, man, it bothers me that people have took this whole social media thing and I can just shoot a text to a whole nother level, man. Like, communicate with people. If it's something serious you talk about, don't text me. Just call me. Hey, yo, Weeks, man, I need blah, 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 blah. This is what the situation is. But that bothers me that people are going to shoot you a text. Like, you know me.
Yeah.
Bothers me, man.
Now, to your two-part, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you want people to call on your birthday, answer your phone, people. No. Now I don't care what time, but then
this dude called me like 5:45.
It was 7:29 a.m. on the dot,
and the man might be sleep for real, get his beauty ready.
I know his thing. Like, no, it's your birthday. Wake up.
It rang like twice, dog.
No, wake up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm up.
He done had many birthdays.
No, I understand. No. You need to get up. You know what I'm saying? Like, as you're getting older, you got to crank them bones up a little bit. So, like, hey man, hey dog,
warm it up.
Because I don't, if I really rock with you, I'm not gonna put a happy birthday on Facebook.
I'm gonna call you straight up
and call.
Man.
But just answer the phone.
But yeah, I don't like when people text you like, hey man, something, such and such just died, man. But that call me, man.
Yeah,
like,
that's a little out of pocket.
Yeah, people calling you something going, hey man, I really need this, and this. Dog, call me.
Because I can tell how you feeling for real over the phone by hearing your tone.
Yeah.
If you send me a text, I might take it real wrong. It might not be a sense of urgency in that text.
But you can text something as simple as, yo, how you doing today? And you be like, what you mean how I'm doing today? Like, what's up with that? Dog, I was just asking, how are you doing?
Yeah.
And you thinking like, well, why you question? You check, something? Like, what's up? Like, people take it a whole nother way.
Like the be safe today fella text?
Yes.
Yeah, that throw me off, but I ain't gonna say that.
So Irv sends us a text that says, be safe. Now, anyone knows that you thinking like, what you know is somebody
who coming to get me.
Like, we think we got to go on our John Wick and be ready. And he just like, nah, I'm just generally speaking.
So for the people that's listening out there, so they know what I do for a living. So they thought I knew or I had some inside information.
You in healthcare, dog. I thought you was like, yo, the wave gonna come today, man.
Corona out, dropping it on planes. They dropping it everywhere.
Look,
the wave is coming today, man.
I call myself looking out for my brothers. Hey, dog. Hey, man, whatever y'all doing today, whether you're at home,
all I'm saying is, I thought the wave was coming. It was gonna go down. Cause mind you, this dude is in healthcare, so I'm like, dog, what's really good? Like, something.
Listen, if it was going down like that, dog, I'm not gonna text you. I'm gonna call you.
Okay,
so I will call you. If I ever call you, say, hey, dog, be safe today.
Man, I got 6 Amazon packages coming on today. He say be safe. I'm like, what they passing Corona out Amazon? I don't know what's going on.
Man,
but that's it.
Everything, man. But yeah, man, let's make sure that, you're not texting people stuff that you really need to have a phone conversation.
For sure.
And if you really know someone, just call them. They may not even look at their Facebook page. They might get locked out.
Pick up
and
the
they
phone.
can't even look at it. And they may think like, dang, they ain't even call me on my birthday. Pick up the phone, man. Call people. And more importantly, man, let's get black to these traditions.
Black to these
traditions. And take it back, man. Because we are the people. Let's make it happen. Catch y'all next week. Black to the please.